All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. If all the visuals are good. I did a lot of work overnight to help you guys out. Brand new version of the indicator. I'm going to go through all the settings. You guys should really, really like it. And then we'll do a little bit of trading. Um, I did a little bit of trading last night. I told you I was like at 800. I broke above. I mean, I was just back and forth, back and forth. I'm a little bit above 800. Let's see if we can take it up to 151 before the end of the day, or at least before the end of the week. For me, nice and slow. But before we get into all that, how's everybody doing? Give me a sound check, mic check. Everything is good. Sirens are with us. Everything is there. I'm going to let everybody crawl into the room here. I don't want to start until everybody comes in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'll put up the Apex discount in the meantime, just to make sure that you guys all get the discount. And then we'll go back to the screen in just 1 second. Market going to start. Got to start trading. Let me see. Remove ad. Where are we? We just started trading and nothing has really gone on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm still suffering from unbelievable allergies, so I still sound like a stuffed chipmunk. Hi, good morning, Karen. Nice to see you. Who's first time here? This actually, I'd love to know this. First time here. Put a comment saying first time here. I'd love to hear you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I never do this enough because we're like so hardcore in our degenerate little trading. Good morning, Moob. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. Oh, nice. Second time. Wonderful. 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 All right, guys. Well, this should be a real good treat for you guys. Actually, hang a second before we even start trading and doing anything else talking about this. I want to show. Kay put out this newsletter. Let me find it. Just 1 sec. Bear with me a second. The Prop Trade Edge, which by the way is totally free. It comes out of. I closed all these things. Hang on a second. I'm going to pull this up. This is good enough that I really want to take the time to show this to you. All right, hang on a sec. Where is? Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to share this screen with you. Okay, Marty Schwarz wrote, in my opinion, probably the greatest trading book ever for somebody who wants to be a retail trader. Marty Schwarz is a multimillionaire trader who made it in the 1980s. You could make the argument that Marty was literally the first retail trader ever, in a sense that he traded from home using Quotron and like pagers and connection to the pit. He had started out as an analyst. Actually, started out as a Wall Street analyst, then became a trader on the floor of the American Stock Exchange, and then moved upstairs and literally became, I would say, the first retail trader. And the book is called Pitbull. Great book. Doesn't give you like a huge amount of strategy. There's some strategy in there, but I forgot at how great the advice is inside there. So we're going to take Marty Schwartz's advice first and foremost, because it's literally the principles that he's teaching here are everything that we should all be doing. And nobody is more guilty of violating them than me. So there's 6 things that Marty Schwarz talked about. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them. I want everybody to listen to. And if you want this, the copy of this newsletter, just sign up at Prop Trader Edge. It's free. We'll send it out to you. Kathy puts this out like 2 or 3 times a week. So a really, really good piece. This one just really caught my eye because I forgot how good this advice was. I mean, this literally is the best advice you're ever going to get. Nothing else in trading is going to be as valuable as this advice in terms of how to win in a very, very difficult game. So the first thing he says is, I try not to go against moving averages. It's self-destructive. This is such simple, but really, really good advice. From our perspective, what that means is we're going to be trading, with a few exceptions, when we have a counter trend strategy set up. We're going to trade red dots when the moving averages are short, and green dots when the moving averages are long. Just that simple. We're just going to take only those type of trades. Sorry, guys, I have to, it's allergies, so you guys got to forgive me. I know I just look like a guy on a permanent blow condition. Before putting on a position, always ask, do I really want to have this position? Good question. And I'm gonna try and sort of walk you through why I think some certain trades are good, why they're not. That question is never fully known ahead of time. Something that looks absolutely great can look like crap. Something that looks like crap can look good, but it's not a bad question to ask, right? After a successful period, take a day off as a reward. That's absolutely true. Biggest losses always come against my biggest profits. Those are true. Those are sort of, general questions, but a very specific question, a very specific point that is completely relevant to us. And this is something I do all the time. Bottom fishing is one of the most expensive forms of gambling. God knows I love to bottom fish, and God knows that I'm wrong 90% of the time, right? Just these two things, go with the moving average and don't bottom fish, are two of the most intelligent things you can know as a trader. And then lastly, which is very, very important, that is something we do practice all the time, is always know the amount you're willing to lose. And know the amount you're willing to lose both in points and size. You know that I'm always trading super small size. I know the points because my indicator shows all the points and everything else. But those are sort of, I think, the three principles of Marty Schwarz that are really, really worthwhile for everybody to absorb. So let me go back sharing the tab. Make sure that you guys are seeing the tab. All is good. Marty Schwarz used 10 EMA on the ES. Yes, we're not far away. We're at 8 and 200. So we're it's all essentially the same thing. Moop, you're going to be learning how to trade live. I can't tell you what you're going to be learning because there's so much stuff that that we do every day. If you want to really, really learn how to trade live, come and hang out with us every single day, Monday through Thursday. I'm on vacation this week, so I'm trading from Paris. Today is my last day, but I'll come back on Monday. We're going to do it hardcore every day, Monday through Thursday. Okay, so those are the three things I just want to review. Trade with the moving average. Don't bottom fish. Know your risk up front, right? Know what you're gambling up front. And all of those things are just such a core tenet of doing. You do those three things, it doesn't matter what strategy you have, you're going to be much more successful. If you don't do those three things, doesn't matter what strategy you have, you will not be as successful. It helps to have a strategy, but those three things are actually in many ways more important in some ways. So speaking of strategy and speaking of the indicator, the BFF scalper, the newest version, and don't ask me, guys, I will tell you this, no more requests, because everything else that you guys asked me for that you don't see here breaks the code. And it's PineScript. PineScript can't handle some of the complexities that you guys wanted. But I've done, I think, as good a job as I possibly can in making this user customizable. So first order of business, everybody was bitching at the fact that you did not like that I imposed a color on the candles. So if you go over here, candle color settings, you can just go right back to your original ones, green for buy, red for sell, and they're all going to go to the way you want them to look, okay? Wait, hold on. Why is this not working? Oh, it just takes a second. Sorry. So they're going to look the way you want them to look in the settings, okay? I have basically made my candles all white and the signal candle to be yellow. That makes it a lot easier for me. But you can have it any way you like it, depending on what the candles are doing. Okay. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go this to white. I'm gonna make my other candle white, and all I want to know is my signal candles, because I really don't care what the individual candle tells me. I'm looking at the momentum candles. As you can see, momentum candles right now are telling us that NASDAQ is getting sold hard, right? So the second thing that I've done is we can go into, into BK dot mode, just dot mode. Forget all the strategies, and it will just simply keep us in dot mode, right? So give me just 1 sec. It's going to take a second to update. And when it updates, it's going to say in the corner over here, hey, it's dots only, right? And here it generates just a dots only signal, which we're going to take over here. This is like the third or the fourth signal, so very likely that this might be the bottom. But I'm going to stick to my strategy of momentum. We'll take this trade at 18 seconds, as long as wait till the trade completes, because it may not be a momentum. See, it went away. The momentum went away, so there's no signal. And that's why we wait for the final thing. But it makes it so much easier to just simply, if you want to trade momentum dots, just scalp. It will show you the way, right? It will absolutely show you the way. So if I go over here into the S&P, same thing. Okay. The other thing is, you guys asked me to erase the lines after a certain amount of time, so that, like, all of these lines after is erasable. Let me show you how that works in back. If we go into, let me just get out of the lines and dots, and the erasing part, delete labels after 10 bars, right? So I'm going to show you how this works over here in replay mode. So if I go to replay mode over here, we're in trend. I'm going to go step by step. So you saw that it was a sell signal, right? Now there's going to be another sell signal. Now, after 10 bars or whatever setting you want, all those lines are going to disappear off the chart to make it nice and clean for you. The only thing that's going to be left is the actual sell mark. So trend selling is a diamond. Turn selling is a triangle, or turn is a triangle. Turn buying, turn selling is a triangle. Trend is a diamond, and trend shift is a label. Just a big pennant. So you exactly, first of all, what strategy is on the chart, and how you can just mark, this was a signal, this was a signal, this was a signal. You can see how well it was marking signals. So it makes it super, super easy for you to follow everything and anything in this format. As I said, everything is customizable. So now we have a contra trend move, right? Now, I also remember I've set up my alerts. So if I get a contra trend, this is a little slow today. These are my alerts. I have turn contra trend alert in not in S&P, in just NASDAQ and gold, and trend both in NASDAQ and gold. I did not make any alerts for the S&P just because I wanted to keep it very, very simple. And so we have a trend signal in right now in NASDAQ. Is that right? NASDAQ BFF trend sell signal. Or that must have been a little bit a while back. Yeah, there were. Oh no, here it is. It starts to show up. So let's watch this. If this signal completes after this 1 minute chart, and you see the other cool thing is the signal candle is yellow, so it kind of yellows the chart. So it makes it super easy for you to see this is a signaling trade. So according to the signal, 56 is the stop, 17 points of risk. If this actually, the signal is going away, so it does, we don't have a signal, unfortunately, but all the information is spelled out for you. And if the signal completes, you see it on the charts, and it's all really, really cool over there. It looks like we kind of bottomed out over here. We're putting in two green dots in play, and I'm not going to take any of the green dots. Much as I'm always tempted to bottom fish, we're not going to take any green dots. We're just going to take the red dots, because right now everything is negative trend. Even gold, I think, is negative trend. No, gold is positive trend. So gold, actually, we can take positive dots, right? Now in this case, I'm going to take a small trade in gold. I'm a little bit late. Exactly fine because this is a green dot that I'm trading. I'm going to try and put the stop one dot behind it and a target up here. It works. It works. It doesn't work. No biggie. It's a small trade, but it just gives you an idea of what I want to do, which is trade momentum in a direction of the move. The blue is above the red. We're positive trend gold, so only green dots on gold. Aside from any strategy signals that we get, the strategy signals only come up every 5 or 10 minutes, maybe even 10 or 20 minutes. But the scalping can happen almost on every other bar. So we're going to do a little bit of scalping, to keep our time going by. Let me see what everybody's saying. Karen says she really likes the PT, the target and the stop values and the ability to show a number of past signal labels that you want. That's great. That's great. I'm glad you guys liked that. I mean, it was all from your suggestions, and I totally modified it to make it as as viable as possible. That's interesting. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you liked it. It was part of your idea. This trade is now working, so we're probably going to eat the trade. I do have the stop is underneath the second dot. So if there is any kind of a upside momentum in gold, we'll have it. But you see, gold is very, very choppy, so it doesn't have a lot of momentum today. It's definitely running into a wall at this 3,350 level. But I'm going to trade only signals or momentum dots, right? So we'll turn over if this gold doesn't work. We'll we have damn it, fuck me talking, and I missed the sell signal in Nasdaq. God damn it, fuck. I'm not going to chase this. Sorry guys, we had a sell signal in Nasdaq, which I just missed because I wasn't looking around. Well, I'm on the road, so I don't have all the screens on me. Let me just sell it. I'm going to sell small. Let's see if this works a little bit. It does look, like the market is kind of negative. So, and that sell signal worked. You saw that trade go by. So, in a perfect world, I should be watching. I'm only going to be watching the Nasdaq chart. Period. In a perfect world, I should have been here. I should have exited at 408. I exited around over here, so I did a little bit better on the exit. And if I really, really wanted to press it, I could take the second exit. I only take the first exit in the way I scalp, just because it's my own personality. It's hard for me to hold for the second exit. But there's obviously a lot more juice if you have the patience to hold the second exit, which, by the way, is coming up right over here. So indicator is really, really cooking as far as showing you where the trades are, where the entries are, how to trade with trend really well. And when I come back, we're just going to practice trading momentum over and over and over again. Good, better, and different. We're going to try and we're not going to bottom fish like I always want to do. All right, so I recovered a little bit on my Nasdaq trade. We also probably had the S&P trade too, right? So I don't have a S&P actually has a sell signal right now. That's interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this. So S&P has a sell signal. I don't have this as a label, but we can definitely sell this. Okay, short S&P, and I'm eating it because it's going up against me. What time is it? It's one. Okay, it's fine. I ate it. Wait, what? Am I trading the ES? No, the MES. Wow, that's really moving around. Okay. So the stop is going to be above. Actually, the stop should be. We're going to respect the stop over here, and the target. See if this trade works for us. One cool thing that I sort of started doing, which definitely helps, is because you're trading tiny little micros, right? I wait, like I'll take half a position, and if the position goes my way, like if this candle closes red, right, I'll add another position. And if it doesn't, if it starts to rally and stop me out, then I'm only sort of half position, right? And that really helps you amplify your profits when the thing goes. and relatively minimize your losses when it doesn't. Um, this is a really wide. Wow, this how is this 314? Oh wow, this is like moving 6 points. I was like, these candles are huge for the S&P. Okay, so what is that? That's a 15. That's a 15 S&P points risk. Wow, it's a big risk. All right, so I'm watching for this candle. This candle has to just turn red. It has to, I got to get a red dot on it. If I don't get a red dot on it, I'm not going to add to it. But if I get it, I'll add to it. Hopefully, we'll try to hit it over here. And if it's a green dot and we're reversing, fine. I've only put on half the position on the move. And it looks like we kind of hit the bottom on this thing. Wow. All right. Market feels like it's obviously negative, but data is not bad. Housing not bad. Jobless claims not bad. It feels like the shorts could be in for like a really nasty squeeze. And so I'm perfectly prepared to get to flip around and get long once we start going above the moving averages. Because you see, like we sold off into the first 20 minutes and can't get any more downside price action. Looks like we're sold out, right? Yeah, it looks like I'm going to get tagged out. All right, that's fine. At least I didn't add to this position. So NAS worked, S&P did not. Gold is turning negative. But really, really choppy. Everybody likes the changes. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. So, sorry. Gaetan is asking, are there two strategies running at once? So what I'm running is I'm running the BFF trend strategy for trend trades and turn strategy for counter trend trades. Right now, we don't have any signals on anything. There's no signals. And in between, I'm just trading the dots in the direction of the move, right? So, excuse me. So like right now, trend is starting to turn negative and we're getting red dots. I probably could, if I wanted to, I'll do this because I don't really, I want to show you as many trades as possible. So I got short gold right now. Oh, and that got done so fast. You guys didn't even see it. That was super fast trade for gold for a couple of points. So gold is now starting to turn negative. I wonder if NASDAQ is starting to turn positive. Yeah. Not much. No. So gold is, moving averages are crossing below. This is a red signal. We will wait until the candle closes, 14 minutes. If this still stays a red dot, meaning that there's a momentum downside, short it again. Looks like gold is maybe ready to break down a little bit. Take some profits back to the 3,300 level. Let's see. 55 seconds left, so I'm just waiting for it for the candle to close. But this, by the way, this little signature of where the moving averages are floating one against the other, it's a death knell for us. This is like the worst environment, and we need to be very mindful when we don't have any moving average separation. There's no trend. It's just all chop. You're going to be wrong buying. You're going to be wrong selling. It's you got to. That's like the classic signature of an unmovable market. Well, we got nothing to do. Just literally nothing to do. All right, I took a small entry in gold, and if the dot stays, I gotta move this up. I got to move this up over here. If the dot stays red on the close, it does. I'm going to add another one. All right, let's see how this goes. $26.5 is my target. Meantime, I want to go look at see what NASDAQ is doing. So we're climbing back up to the 500 level, but it's not like there's this dying thirst for stocks. It's just that there seems to be an exhaustion of sells at this point. Gold is coming back up against me. Oops, I got to move this up. Sorry. I'm using the stop 2 candles back to give myself breathing room here. I'm going to take one. I'm going to take the other. It went away from me. Damn it. I was going to take the second one. Okay, took the second one. All right. So that was that was about $110 worth of trades. And, I have zero patience to resolve them, but that would have resolved, fully. But what's cool about this, what I kind of wanted to show you was you saw me just do half a position and then add to the position. And that really, really helps accelerate your profits when things go your way. It's great way. This is why micros are such a powerful tool. It takes a while to run on them, to make profits on them, but you're never going to make losses. And 2 or 3 of these positive trades a day give you $200-$300, which is all you need to keep the trend going forward. I'm not looking to do 1,000 a day at hyper strong activity, because you're going to get lots of volatility the other way. Once I'm funded, this is the funded account, I'm perfectly okay doing 300 and just growing it. Because remember, you can do multiple funded accounts, and that's how you control your risk and grow your P&L. So that's basically it. I read it pretty well that gold was correcting, and it's corrected quite significantly here. And in the meantime, NASDAQ is negative here, negative dot here, 28 seconds left. We're going to take this trade. Same idea, one and one if it keeps going our way. But first, we've got to make sure the dot is negative. What do we have? 11, 14 seconds. I'm going to wait till the dot actually completes and take the trade, and then we'll 4, 3, 2, 1 sell. And then if I get a secondary trade, I'll add to it. So again, here I'm going against this, probably the highs over here, just swing highs as a reasonable thing, and I'll leave this thing here. If this candle is a second red candle, I'll add to it. If it isn't, I'll wait for another candle, because very often, a lot of times, you may get a retrace and then you get a red candle over here, reacceleration of the move. You get good prices for a second entry move. It just becomes it's a much more interesting way of trading, because you give yourself generally multiple choices to amplify your trade, while at the same time still keeping it very, very small on the risk side. You guys following what I'm saying, by the way? You understand what I'm saying? 48 seconds left. Let's see if this candle can close on the lows. Nope, we get a little bit of retrace move, which is perfectly normal. But also, we're just in really choppy mode here. It's not like we have a clean, clear. We have this kind of a stutter stop move to the downside. So might have to be patient. Might have to endure a couple of stop outs before the trend takes place, which is all fine because we're not trading large positions. And as I said, it's much more about. And you don't have to trade dots at all. You can just trade strategy calls, which come in about every half an hour or so. But I'm trading dots with you guys because I want to. I'm starting to drop again. So yeah, so like this, if this becomes a red dot, this will be a good second additional trade. But I'm glad you guys like the UI because the visuals make it so much easier to follow the price action, follow the market, do all the things you need to do. $1.29 on the candle. All right. Does Apex allow dollar cost averaging in PAs up to three? Up to three. What's the stop loss and take profit on dots? It's completely individual in every single trade. It's based upon the highs and lows of the dots. It's all organic. Anu, I'm going to. There's a whole tutorial on how to use this indicator, but it's out of date because I rewrote it like 1,000 times over. And again, this one, those of you guys who are on wealth charts and are hanging out, waiting for the wealth charts version, it will be coming. I promise you. It looks like by the way, it's turning around. So this trade is not going to be working for right now. Looks like we're getting green. So I'm, my stop is around these spike highs here. If they take it out, it really, I know I'm going to violate my first rule of the day. I'm saying, I'm never going to bottom fish, but I will reverse because if this red dot holds, what you're seeing is a whole bunch of higher green dots, and actually, I want to go into the dot mode right now because I don't even want this label on here. What I was going to say is I will have the tutorial next week, and it's free in a day trading course in our community. Which, by the way, let me put the community link in here. Just one sec. Yeah, the wealth charts version is going to be hopefully in about a week because this will be the wealth charts version. This is the final kind of freeze version. It all works well. I have to do just a couple more quality assurance tests, but I think it's I think almost everything I want in there is going to be working. So if you join our free community, there are 2 free courses. One, Kathy's Forex course that explains her zip indicator, and my day trading course that explains my BFF indicator. And I will be recording a brand new explanation, 4K video, really, really clean and clear with explanation of every single stop and target on this whole thing when I come back. So you guys will really have a nice clean looking thing. All right, let's see what's going on over here. Nothing, man. We're just sticking around. Okay. So this give me a new label. I'm just going to move my stop to this label because that's the sort of calculation off labels. And I got done. So now, did I get done? Oh, I just got done on one. Look at that. Now I got done too. Okay, good. All right, so I'm done on this. Now it's 12 seconds left. It's a brand new scalp trade, right? Oh, it just went away. So if this thing stays, I'm going to go back into the trade again and see if we can get that done. Let's see. Nope, does not Does not give brand new signal over here. So if this signal stays, we'll follow that signal. The reason I didn't take this trade is because there was no red dot. At the very end, the momentum kind of stalled, and we're trying to just trade pure momentum, right? The pure addition. But actually, look at me, bottom fishing like a stupid fuck that I am. And if, just because I'm listening to Marty Schwarz today, I'm actually staying with a trend and staying with the red dots, and all that is working. I'm just always really tempted to take the turn trade, and it's almost always the wrong instinct. I always have to pay for it by then having to, get bigger size, resolve it on the trend side, so on and so forth. Generally, you see me staying on red, which is where the trend is today. Even though we had lots of retraces against us, worked very well for us. All right, and also now, gold has really come down. Gold was like, we were at 25 on gold. Gold is now down to 22. So gold is really having quite a move to the downside. Now it's popping. And if I'll be the first one to say I'm going to be fucking around with this trade. But here it is. If you want to sort of screw around and say, oh, the green dot in a deep red move, that looks like it's a retrace move, and I'm going to short the move on the green dot. This is what I just did right now, just for shits and giggles, just to see if it works and see if the trade kind of resolves. We'll take it. We'll take it 22, 24, 25. So it does resolve. Like, if you put yourself in a trend mindset, which is so hard for some of us and so easy for others, every green looks like a sell in a red downtrend. Every red looks like a buy in a green downtrend instead of the other way around. So, anyways, that was just a small little fun trade, but it did add P&L to the list, which is good. It moves us forward, just because we don't have anything else on the board right now. Choppy price action here, choppy in the S&P. S&P has a potential sell signal coming up here. You see that that little diamond, even if I don't have the labels, because I have the labels suppressed because we're in dot mode, that tells you that is a potential trend sell, right? So here it is, 48 seconds. Again, wow, look at this massive thing. So we can switch to trend mode if we want to, or just simply come out of the dot mode. It's a 13-point risk. Man, it's a big risk in the S&P. All right, we'll give it a shot. S&P burnt us earlier today on this move. Let's see if this move works. Look at how far the this is now a 20-point risk. Jeez, I think I'm gonna have to do one. Fuck, I can't even do two. I can obviously do 20 if I wanted to in my size, but I'm just gonna do one because this is such a big ass risk. Oops, I'm gonna sell this. Okay, sorry, I lost it. Sell market. Okay, and then now we're gonna do my little trick here, which is here. So I move my buy over here into the first order, move my buy over here to the stop, and now we're gonna wait. And if we get a second, again, the idea here is, if I'm wrong, I'm only gonna be wrong on one lot. If I get deceleration to the downside, I can add a second lot and amplify my profit. But these moves are, this is like a 20 point move in a candle is a lot for S&P. Huge, actually. So now we're retracing back out. Gold is sending us a sell signal potential. So this is a sell trend signal. 52 seconds left in gold. Excuse me. We'll wait for the candle to close. Always wait for the candle to close because it's not a signal until the candle prints, right? 38 seconds left. Data window in TradingView gives you the size of any candle. I take the size of the dot candle and use it for my stop loss. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that, Rick. You could definitely do that. $12 seconds left gold. Looks like the sell is holding 8, 7, 6, 5. We're going to wait on that. And we're going to sell gold. And we're going to position ourselves on gold now. So we're going to push the buy stop into the sell territory. Ooh, where's this moving? Where's my buy stop? There's my buy limit. My buy limit to 20. So in the gold position, let's see if this, this trade works for us. And then back to the sell position in the S&P, which, by the way, I didn't see this. It went all the way down for us. Well, whatever. Let's see if this accelerates into our direction here. The 20 on the gold, okay. I'm doing a lot of trades with you guys because it's always, I want you to see the potential setups. Not because this is, I expect you to do that many trades yourselves. You can obviously do like 1 or 2 trades an hour when the signal comes up instead of trying to take every single dot. But if you're going to do frequent trades, first of all, I want to show you the mechanics so you kind of understand how the mechanics of the stuff works and how to use the indicator with the mechanics to make it really, really easy and simple to organize your trades. But secondly, you see the size, you see the structure, you see hopefully more or less good behavior on my part. All of that is part of really what I do, which is to show you the trades. It's not about me trading live. It's about me showing you how to trade live because, it doesn't matter how well I do. It's how well you guys do that matters. I'm going to go off screen and trade all of this myself. But if you guys don't see how these, trade potentials set up, you really won't have a good idea of how to do it yourselves. All right, so S&P is really, really killing me as usual. However, just one lot, so not really too bad as far as risk goes. But yeah, it's definitely turning. Where's gold? Gold also turning on me, but not as badly. Gold is kind of, Oh, did I get stopped out on gold? Oh no. I'm on this. That's the big contract. This is the little contract. Okay. All right. No continuity in either one of these guys so far. What's the S&P? What's the high on the S&P? It's 36. Okay. All right, gold is coming down. So I'm going to try to add to the S&P now. And see if we can catch a little bit wide. One of the things that that's tough about this S&P trade is it's just really, really huge ranges. So just moving down to the take profit, is taking its time. But let's see. Oh, how's MNQ? All right. Nasdaq also has a red dot here with a $1.18 on the spot, so we're going to try and take that trade as well, if it stays red. Yeah. No trade in Nasdaq. They're just waiting to see if we can get more momentum. There's just no mo, no money, and no mo. Momentum is just sort of very, very lackluster right now. Oh, looks like my S&P trades are working, and like I'm going to take this one off at 40. See that? So this is a good example where I added to my S&P on that momentum move, and that worked very well. Right now we have $1.03 or $1.11 on Nasdaq, and let's see if that's gonna work for me. Meantime, I think gold is just floating and torturing me, but it's it is what it is. I can't do much about gold. Okay, 52 seconds on that. Let's see if this Nasdaq trade goes down. You saw though how long it took, right? Like the key thing is even in dot trading, which is supposed to be like every minute or two, right? In this type of choppy markets, you have to be very, very patient. And the cool thing, the thing I absolutely love about the indicator is how it only, when it gives you the signal, not that that it always works, but it just gives you that extra confidence because it's telling you, yes, this is momentum. It does, it is starting to sell. And very often after that, the momentum begets more momentum. Sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't have to happen to us all the time. It just happens to enough time that we're net positive on the day, which we are, of course. Oh, okay, so Nasdaq sell 1 on Nas, and let's see, if this thing keeps going, we'll add to it. So where am I? The buy stop is above this red dot. The target is going to be like right here. The French ambulance. You guys hear the sirens? Aren't they really different from the New York sirens? And we're coming in. Damn it. All right, I'm gonna put this on the low, this candle, and we're done. I'm done on the Nasdaq, and actually the gold has reversed itself to basically flat. I'm just gonna take myself out. I'm gonna actually take myself positive on gold. There's a brand new signal over here, but I don't feel like taking it, honestly, guys. But it's a good example. See, I hung with the punches, right? I hung with the punches today on the trades. And look at that. We're at 900. Let me show you. We're at 900. A little bit less. I mean, am I going to be able to make 1,000 today? Yes, I think I will if I start focusing. The reason why I kind of want to take a pause is because I'm running 3 instruments right now. It's a huge amount of juggling, right? Usually when you're trading for yourself, you're just trading 1 or 2. I'm basically only trading, frankly, NAS and gold, and usually 1 at a time, and focusing on that. And that's all you kind of need to make really good trades. But the trick of piling on when momentum happens and trading only with momentum, you see how good it is, even when it tests your willpower, right? Even when it tests you in terms of movements, the labels, the targets, all of that really makes it very, very easy to trade for you. And of course, there's all this feedback information for you and all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys like that, like the whole new look. The yellow candle is a signal candle, Joe. It's the signal of the strategy. They're like two things that I'm trading on this chart. One are signal candles, which happen like maybe about 25 to 30 minutes. You'll get an alert. It tells you, hey, there's a turn trade or there's a trend trade. Those are signals. And then there's like every 2 or 3 minutes, I'm basically trading the momentum dots, which are just scalp trades in the direction of the trend. So right now, everything is negative. So I'm only taking the red dots. And within that red dot, scalping structure, what I'm doing is I'm only doing I'm starting with half a position. If it goes against me, I get stopped out. If it starts going my way, I add to it. So what happens is, doing it this way, most of the time, if you're wrong, you're sort of only half wrong. But if you're right, you're double right. And that really makes a huge difference on the P&L. Like I showed today, how I was able to come back off so many. There was a lot of chop trades today. There's very, very little continuity. The signal trades were not that great. The strategy trades were basically 50-50. But by just doing these very, very simple things, did I tell you how, there's literally 1,000 more sirens in Paris than there is in New York, right? How crazy is this? Man, these fuckers, all day long, they're just going off and off and off. I can't believe it. Anyways, what do I want to say to you? So, that approach really makes a huge difference. Yeah, Easter. Oh, did I warn you about Easter week? Yes, and actually next, Holy Week is usually always a horrible time to trade because everybody's gone. As a matter of fact, I was talking to the cabbie yesterday. I didn't know this, but apparently everybody in France is also on vacation because all the schools are closed. I was like, how come there's so many people in the streets? I mean, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of tourists, but there's also things. Can you make 1K a session with one micro position? No. Why the fuck would you even want to try it? No. You can't do that. I mean, you could if you traded 12 straight hours a day. Let me take it back. Last week you could have done that in 2-3 hours. Last week, one micro trade was doing $200 per trade, and you could be doing 20 of those trades a day. So yes, if the conditions are correct, are viable, you can actually use a micro positions to make a lot of money. On a regular day, no. And as I said to you, this account that I'm trading right now is the funded account. This is for payout money. So when I'm trading for payout money, I don't need to make 1,000 a day. I'm going to have more payout accounts. I'm going to join them all together. Like the trick to really doing well in prop trading is to have 10 payout accounts, have each one of them make you 100 a day, which is a very, very, making 100 a day is really not, I shouldn't say not hard, but it's really, really possible. You really, you got to be complete fuck up not to be able to make 100 a day with the indicator that I have right now. So that's the trick. That's what makes trading with us so much more productive. That's why so many people who are in my pass to prop not only pass the evals but actually get paid out, because we do things the opposite of how every other idiot does it, which is have a hunch, bet a bunch. Let me put 10 large on a trade and get paid out 100,000, and 99% of the time actually lose the whole account. So that's what I'm sort of moved into the next level of the funded. I'll go back to the eval accounts when I come back to you guys, because we're going to do wealth charts accounts. We're going to try to get those funded. And I actually have a couple of those funded already, but we're going to fund a few more. And then we'll trade those for, in real way, same fashion way. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The great thing about wealth charts is you're going to be able to trade copy all those accounts for free. So that's going to be, the cool thing. The whole idea is we're going to make 1,000 a day by making 100 a day, right? That's the game plan ultimately in terms of trading. Does that make sense, Gullivan? So what's going on with the markets? Gold sort of stopping. NASDAQ continues to bleed lower. See? Just continues to bleed lower. Hold on just one second. Eve? Yeah, I'm in Paris and I'm doing a webinar. So call me like in half an hour. Right? All right. Bye. My son, like, if there are two things you can be 100% sure of in my life, is that there'll be a siren whenever I do a webinar, regardless where I am in the world. And my son will always call in the middle of my webinars to interrupt me, right? How many of you guys have heard him call me during the middle of a webinar? All the time, right? Like that's a bet I would make 100% of the time at 10 contracts large anytime. It'd be the best bet there is. Okay, so I think that's all I got for you guys. I hope you have any more questions on the indicator. Anything else you guys thinking about? Trading was pretty good today. We did a good job on the open. There's still lots and lots of trades to be made for those of you guys that want to continue trading. I will be back on Monday. So Monday's going to be a little bit different. We have Kathy's got her own commitments. Kathy's going to run her show separately from mine. I'm not going to go right into Kathy's show. We're going to do two separate shows. She's going to do the Monday Open at 7:30 in the morning, and then I'm going to do just a fresh start at 9:30 on Monday with the new version of the webinar and all the stuff there. So so that's it. Even when he's on the other side of the world, exactly. He's the 100% bet. Thank you. Tia-san, thank you very much. Don't worry, got that. That is exactly what I try to do. I mean, the whole point of live trading is not for you to go, oh, wow, he's so good. He's making so much money. Who gives a shit? As I said, it doesn't fucking matter if I make $1 million or lose $1 million. It doesn't matter to you at all. What's important is that you see me narrate the trade, explain the trade. You then take the trade yourself or modify the trade, and you yourself learn the techniques. It's about learning techniques. It's not about me cooking the meal. It's about you being able to cook the meal. Look at. We're really starting to cook to the downside. Speaking of cooking meals here, look at this nice clean moves. And I think I'm going to plaster Marty Schwarz on my computer because the guy. What did the guy say? He said, "Let's go back to this thing." I just think it's just so important. Like let's finish the show with this. With again his takeaways. Number one, not go against moving averages. It's self-destructive. Such a great point, right? I generally did not go moving averages, and it was all worked really, really well, right? Do I really want this position? Okay, that's fine. I don't think that's important. I don't think any of these things are sort of more long-term. Bottom fishing is one of the most expensive forms of gambling. God knows. If I didn't bottom fish, I'd probably be about 200%, 300%, 400% more successful than I am, right? That is truly, truly the truest form. And always know the amount I'm willing to lose, right? You see me, I know my risks. You see my stops. They're always written out on the chart, and you have a very, very good idea of what you're doing. So those three things are just really paramount. If you guys kind of internalize those are lessons for everybody. The way you trade is completely personal to you, but how you execute your trades has got to be uniform in terms of this way. These type of approaches. I think it really, really helps. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys really, really enjoy it. Resolve Gold 500 full contract. Look at you, Rick. Good for job. Be half wrong and double right. Yes, that's my new motto. I want to be half wrong and double right. Next Asia session will be probably Tuesday night. Tuesday, Wednesday will be the Asia session times. Everybody who's going to be part of my Pass the Prop, we're probably going to move that to Thursday night to give ourselves a little time. Maybe actually, God willing, if I send the code off to Rob today, Thursday, we may have the wealth charts code, and then everybody who's in wealth charts, who's part of my coaching, we may just simply spend that whole webinar doing the wealth charts version of it, which will be really, really good. So it'll be good. All right. Oh, look at this. Tommy and everybody's banging MGCs. I love it. Good for you. Good for you on the MGC. It's great that you guys are trading gold. What is the name of the platform? Sorry, what do you mean by platform? This is written for TradingView, but we're also going to trade Wealth Charts platform as well. But everything that I write is written for TradingView. Okay. Thank you, Karen. Karen, did you enjoy the first show? And my big potty mouth? That's the one thing that is always a disclaimer. If you have shy ears, they're going to burn after talking to me. I'm a New Yorker, which means that I say the F word like people use their comma. So I hope that's okay. But I don't mean any harm. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let me make sure everybody who's new, do not leave until you join our community, because literally everything that we have is all explained there for free. Okay? There's a massive amount of free stuff in there, including courses, everything else. Oh, good job. You just sign up for Wealth Charts. Excellent. Apex and Wealth Charts, great. Super. I'm really, really glad. I don't want to speak right now because, of course, the Queen is gonna yell at me. But I'm going to try to convince her, the deal that we did where we basically give you if you get my package, we give you 5 free accounts. I think I'm going to do that, extend that for everybody. So if I can convince the Queen when she comes back next week, I'm going to do that deal again. So I'll let you guys know. Thank you, guys. It's been so much fun. It's been really, really great. I'm shocked that we're able to do this out of France without any problems technically, and I'm shocked we're able to do it on one single screen. It actually works fine. Going back to the charts over here. Look at the charts, guys. Look at this. Just a straight arrow to the downside. Markets clearly, I think, just kind of fed up. We needed a little bit more of a puke job. We didn't have enough of a puke job. I will say this though. So that's sort of my final macro riff, which doesn't mean anything because of course everything can change in a heartbeat. But everybody's looking for the hard data, the hard economic data to fall off a cliff, and we're not falling off a cliff just yet. It's really interesting. And the longer that dynamic stays in place, and if Trump can do anything with the Chinese where they'll finally say, fuck it, crazy orange man, let's just do a deal. Whatever deal they do, it doesn't matter. Whatever deal they do, the relief of that deal will be massively positive for equities. We can go back up to 20,000 on NAS. So don't despair just yet. I'm not saying don't be happy, but don't despair just yet. The data, today's data, yesterday's data, nobody, and I'm looking around in Paris. Nobody is dying of thirst just yet. So hopefully we can weather the storm. All right, guys. I see everybody Monday. Everybody enjoy your rest of the week, and have a great day. Bye-bye.